Good morning. This is Mike Houston with your Friday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Looking at the key points, it should remain dry through the weekend. The next storm system arrives Monday night and continues through Wednesday. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. In the meantime, looking at satellite imagery this morning, we do see a low pressure system off the coast here. And downstream, we have a high pressure ridge across the region, which is bringing us relatively dry conditions. There is some lower level moisture trapped underneath the ridge here. We may see some patchy fog this morning and certainly cold conditions. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Looking at our weather risk outlook, we are showing some patchy morning fog and some locally very cold conditions here across the Snake River Plain today. We'll see a continuation of some patchy fog through the weekend. And then by the time we get out to Monday, we'll see that next storm system beginning to approach with snow showers working into the region through the evening hours. And then throughout the day on Tuesday, we'll see areas of snow, some of them producing some minor to moderate inconveniences, and probably won't go any further than that. But taking a look at our weather charts this morning, here we are looking at that ridge across the region this morning, and then looking further upstream, we see that low pressure trough approaching the northwest coast. With that ridge over us this morning, we are starting out the morning with some fairly cold wind chill or apparent temperatures this morning. There's some locally, we're seeing some local areas here with wind chill values down to around minus 19 to minus 20. Really not wide enough in coverage to really cause us any issues. And with the cold start this morning, we probably won't see temperatures rebound very well this afternoon. We're still looking at highs here across the Mud Lake region, generally just approaching the lower 20s. And then throughout the rest of the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley, generally seeing highs in the 30s. If you look across the Central Mountains, we'll see highs in the mid-20s to lower 30s, and similar readings here across the eastern highlands. As we advance the weather charts to tomorrow, we see that low-pressure trough that was off the coast now working its way in across the northwest states and undergoing a considerable split. We've been advertising this for the last several days. It looks like the southern branch of the low will dive south along the California coast. Not really close enough to us to produce any moisture, and the northern branch here will scoot east along the Canadian border. That'll leave us with a fairly well mixed atmosphere and maybe some warmer temperatures. Here we are looking at highs on Saturday, generally in the 30s throughout the Snake River Plain, and mid-20s to lower 30s here in the Central Mountains and eastern highlands. As we work our way out to Sunday, you see that low pressure system now settling in off the San Diego coast. High pressure ridge now developing in across Washington and Oregon. That'll provide us with yet another dry day here across southeast Idaho and probably a cool start to the morning. Here we are looking at the morning lows on Sunday morning, again in the single digits in the Mud Lake region, teens, and maybe even lower 20s over here in the Burley region. That'll once again inhibit how well we heat up during the day. We're only looking at highs in the Mud Lake region in the lower 20s. And throughout the rest of the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley, we'll be looking at upper 20s to mid-30s. Advancing the weather charts out to next Monday afternoon, in fact, we see the next low-pressure system now working its way into Washington State. The leading edge of precipitation should be working into the Central Mountains late Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and then spreading in across the rest of the area overnight and into Tuesday as that low-pressure system sets up across Idaho. Just a preliminary look at what we're expecting for high temperatures on Tuesday with that low coming in. We are expecting highs generally in the mid-20s to lower 30s throughout the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley and 20s in the Central Mountains and eastern highlands. Our preliminary snowfall amounts here, not very impressive, generally sub-advisory across the mountains here in the Central Mountains and eastern and southern highlands. There may be some local areas that begin to approach advisory levels, but the aerial coverage on that is pretty meager. All right, in summary, we do have a dry weekend ahead of us with some cold spots starting out the morning. The next storm system looks to arrive Monday night and continue through Wednesday. That's all I had for you here this morning. If you had any comments or questions, you could reach out to us either through email or telephone at the numbers here listed on the screen. Thank you.